Hello.
Hey, Armon, how are you?
Good. How are you? Glad now that you've called in. Help me say your name correctly.
My name is Bobby Samini.
Bobby Samini. Okay. Nice to meet you. Thanks for calling in.
Nice to meet you, too. And I've been watching the show today, and I like your approach. So you don't hold back.
No.
You say it like it is. Sometimes it's things we don't want to hear, and that's good, too. That's the way it should be. I like that. I do like
Thank
that.
you.
I'm in the car, so the quality may not be great, but hopefully next time we talk, we can coordinate it, and I'll be able to come on and be somewhere stationary.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I mean, I just have a couple of quick questions. So you
Sure.
are officially Nosey Heaux's attorney.
I am her attorney. I have taken the case. I talked to her. I got introduced to her very recently as all this was happening, and we got on a call together, and I asked her what her story was. I just wanted to know her background and her life story. And after she told me, I just said, I can't say no to this case. I got to step in and represent her. And even though usually I'm on the side with the big money and the side for the celebrities, et cetera, we got to do what's right. And this is one of those cases, Armon, that I just think they picked her out because they know she doesn't have the money to fight. So
Okay.
there are all sorts of people. There are all sorts of people out there who have made this claim about Nicki Minaj. All sorts of people. The commonality of those people is that they have money. She can't sue those people because they'll fight back and they'll beat her. But it'd be awesome if we sue this young woman who doesn't have any money, will get a victory in court. They could care less whether they get $75,000 or $1 billion out of her. She doesn't have either one to pay him. But they get this victory in court that says they're right and she's wrong, and then they can go wave that around in everybody else's face. I mean, that's just, it's wrong. And when I heard what was going down, I couldn't resist but get involved. And I'm happy to be in this case representing her and not Nicki Minaj.
Wow. So is this an exciting thing for you? Like, are you excited to really go up against a big dog? Because they say that Judd is not, he's a lawyer that really, he's a tough guy. They say he's like the best in the game. So are you ready for her lawyer?
Look, I've handled cases bigger than this in my sleep. I mean, I'm not worried about her lawyer. What I want to make sure is that the truth comes out, that the facts get out there, and that everybody in the courtroom and also out in the public get to really see what's going on here. I mean, to me, it's clear. To me, this suit came because she's giving Jennifer a forum to talk about the rape. And
yeah,
they don't
I think that's kind of that's obvious. It's like that's what it's about. That, to me, that's kind of what it is. You gave her a platform. I need to find a way to get you. So you said that I was using drugs. You said that my child was. So that's the end that I have, because I can't mention the Jennifer Heaux situation. So we're gonna come at you from this angle. So what about? I mean, obviously you can't tell me your whole strategic plan. But it's just like you have these videos of Nosey saying that Nikki is that. So from your professional opinion, let's take your client out of it. Like, saying allegedly, let's take it from me. If I say allegedly, does that exonerate me from being able to get sued, or could I still get sued even if I'm saying allegedly or not? Like, is that still defamation?
Well, look, allegedly, or when you're just expressing an opinion, is definitely easier to defend. But in this case, in this particular case, there's a video, and it's funny, and I appreciate this because I have had probably 100 people I don't know send me this video on Instagram, and I want to thank all of them for doing that. It was awesome. There's a video of Nicki Minaj where she talks about how proud she is of using drugs. And I'm going to tell you, I have no problem with anybody using drugs. I'm not here to judge anybody. You want to do drugs? Awesome. You don't like drugs? That's good too. Whatever works for you, it's okay with me. But Nikki is on a video where she's talking about, she's proud that she uses drugs. And she says, I'm sure you've seen it, She says, if you want to know what my drug or drugs of choice are, listen to my music. And I think if you listen to her music, she talks about a lot of different drugs. Whether she actually uses them or not, I don't know, but I'm just going based on her own words. So if you want to sue somebody for defamation, I'm not going to bore your audience with all the
No, they're here
details,
for it. They're into
it.
They're into it.
Okay. Well, if you want to sue somebody for defamation, you have to first show that the statement is false. And I think that's going to be really hard, showing, Nikki's own statements. But then even assuming that the statement is false, then you have to show that it would somehow damage Nikki in her business or, her persona. But how do you get there? When you have a person who says, hey, I'm proud of doing drugs. I love doing drugs. I sing about doing drugs. Go listen to my music and you'll find out what kind of drugs I like. And then you come out on a YouTube video and you say, hey, Nicki Minaj is a drug user. How can she, on the one hand, say, hey, I love drugs and I want to sing about drugs, and then, out of the other side of her mouth basically say, well, if you call me a druggie or you say I use drugs, that's somehow going to damage my business. I mean, how do you get there? People aren't stupid. I mean, people know. You can't pull that kind of, crap with people. They're smarter than that.
Somebody in the comments says, what does he think about Judge's request for a discovery? Will he be requesting a discovery into Minaj? Will you be requesting discovery?
Yes, absolutely. But before we do that, before we do any of that, we may file a motion to have this case completely thrown out. We're looking at that right now to determine whether we want to file that or not. That's something which I'll know in a couple of days, and I'm happy to, once we've made that decision, to come back and talk to you first and, tell you what we're thinking and talk about that in detail. But I would love to do discovery in this case. I'd love to find out how many other people are being harassed by Nicki Minaj and her team, and what they're up to, because it's not right, and somebody's got to stand up and let them know that we're not going to just let it happen.
Yeah, and I think that it's good that you're kind of helping someone that may not have the finances. So I would assume that this is a pro bono case for you.
It is right now, although when I'm done, we're going to make sure that Nicki Minaj and her team has to write a big check.
Wow.
But yes, I have taken the case on, and I'm not going to have Nosey pay anything. She can't. She's surviving, day to day herself. She's not a wealthy person. She works hard, and frankly, she's a nice person. I want to say one thing while I'm here, and you were so kind to give me this time to talk on your show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say that I've talked to Nosey about was the comment that was made about Nikki's child, and I think pretty soon, in the next day or two, you're going to see an apology on that front, because I think she feels bad about that. I think she recognizes that there are things that are off limits, and that was, she was under pressure, and I think she felt attacked, and then, said something that she feels bad about. And I think pretty soon, in the next few days, you'll see a tweet or something where she's going to address that, and that's what I like about Nosey, is when we were talking about this case and this issue came up, and I said, well, what's the story about, this comment about her child? She said, I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. I feel bad. That wasn't right. And I said, okay, well, are you okay apologizing about that without any qualification? No excuses, just apologizing for it. She's like, absolutely, I would do that all day. So I think you're going to see that pretty soon. And that's one of the other things I like about Nosey. Like, sometimes you're wrong. You have to be able to say, I made a mistake. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Let me ask you this too. Now, can you sue somebody without sending them a cease and desist letter first? You can just go straight to suing. Like, shouldn't there have been a cease and desist letter sent, or you don't have to send that? You can just file a lawsuit.
You don't have to send it. You can just file the lawsuit. Yeah. But in most cases where people really have an interest in resolving a problem, they'd start by sending an email or a letter saying, hey, we have a problem with this. We want you to, retract it. We want you to, correct this. And, that's usually how it happens. But in this case, their objective wasn't to solve a problem. Their objective was, we want to sue somebody because there are a bunch of people out there making this same claim. We want to sue somebody, but we want to sue somebody who can't fight back. And they got lucky. Next thing you know, here's Nosey. And on top of that, she's given Jennifer a forum, which, they don't like. I mean, and I get it. I understand. I get that Nicki Minaj is sensitive about her husband's past and what he's done. I get that. I respect that. But it is what it is. It's fact.
And this is a very important question. I think a lot of people want to know. Is there why is Cardi B being mentioned in their case? Like, why do they think that this is about Cardi B? Like, what is the attachment to Cardi B with Nosey Heaux that they're trying to say that Cardi B somehow, has Nosey Heaux on this attack against Nicki Minaj? Like, what do you say to that? Like, are you guys going to speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm happy to speak to it now. I mean, as far as I can tell, and I have, quizzed Nosey about this, she has never had any contact with Cardi B, certainly not about this issue. Cardi B has nothing to do with this. She's not involved in this. I think that was just that, they're trying to play up that feud and make it look like somehow Cardi B's behind all this. And I can tell you, as far as I know, Nosey's never met her, never talked to her, never been around her. And that's it. I had the good fortune of one night out at dinner, and she was having dinner at the table next to me, and she was wonderful. But that's about it. There's no connection to this case.
Will you guys be bringing Jennifer in if needed be, if it goes to trial or anything like that? Will Jennifer Huff be involved, like as a witness?
She might be. I'm doing my best to keep her out of this because I think she's been victimized every step of the way in this situation. But we might need her. We might need her as a witness, and I don't think she'd have a problem coming to support Nosey.
Now, what would you say? Now, and trust me, as me being a blogger and a personality, I'm here for it. I love it. I'm so glad that you came, But what would you say to the people in the chat that says, this lawyer's talking too much? Do you think that, are you able to talk? Can lawyers talk? Because they feel like lawyers aren't able to talk.
Well, I've been doing this 27 years. I have a pretty good track record. Most of my cases have some component that involves the media, and there's nothing wrong with us talking about the cases. There's no gag order in this case. There's no protective order that's been issued, and I'm going to tell you, I plan on talking about this case a ton more, because the facts are really simple in this case, and people need to hear what's really going down. So we've got nothing to hide on our side. It's really easy. Nosey
now, what about Nosey? What about Nosey? Did you advise her not to get online and talk anymore, or should she? Because she's been online for about 4 or 5 hours a day at this point. Is that a good look for the case?
I know she has been on talking about the case, and I've talked to her about it. And I've talked to her a little bit about what I think the boundaries are of what she can and can't talk about. It's a little bit different because, in this case, like, imagine, and I hope it doesn't happen for you, but if it does, I'm here for you.
Okay.
You're a blogger. What you do for a living is you get on and you talk about what's happening, whether it's to you, whether it's to other people, celebrities, whatever. This is a little bit different. Nosey's not, it's not like she's some, private person that this is what she does for her livelihood. She gets on and she talks just like you do. And so my initial reaction, generally with clients is, yeah, you can't really comment, etc. But in this case, it was a little bit different. In this case, I told her, here are some boundaries. I don't want you to really get too deep into certain areas. Leave that for us. And but otherwise, you can talk about it. There's nothing to hide.
Okay, period. And let me ask, a lot of people are wondering, why would Nicki Minaj be suing for $75,000? But we're hearing it's up to $75,000. So is that like the limit for defamation? Because even in the Tasha K, Cardi B, it was like, it started at $75,000. Is that just kind of like, that's the bare minimum, and then it adds up as the case goes on?
Yeah, so in federal court, in order to file a lawsuit, you have to claim that your damages are at least $75,000.
Okay.
And so that's why you see that. It's not that they're asking for 75. What they're saying is they have damages of at least 75,000.
Yeah, so let's clear that everybody. She's not asking for 75,000, but that's the bare minimum, and you have to have damages claimed at least 75,000. Now, just being a little bit nosy, no pun intended. If Nosey decides to countersue, how much would you guys be going for? Somewhere in the millions,
well,
I would assume.
Probably. We haven't decided yet. It's
okay.
I haven't set my sights on that just yet. My focus right now is defending her in this totally frivolous, ridiculous case. And once that's done, then we'll go on the offensive.
Okay. And you will fight. You will not take a settlement, or you will not back down. You are going to fight to the end, correct? Or what? Or what they say, well, let's just settle.
If they want to settle, write her a check for all of her trouble, make sure that she stops getting death threats, and threats of violence against her, and issue a public apology that they were wrong, no problem. Otherwise, they're gonna have to get their beating in court. That's just the way it goes.
Now, if you lose, just hypothetically, can they take her YouTube channel?
Well, technically, her YouTube channel is an asset, but I think it'd be pretty hard for them to take her YouTube channel. I think this is tough talk,
Okay. And her trademark and her name, I would advise her, if she's your client, I think she should change that name, don't you? That's just me, because it's blasting. You don't want to be a nosy hoe in the media. But maybe that's a conversation for another day. But listen, those are all the questions that I have for you today. Did you want to leave us with any more information that we may not know, because we're not the professionals? You've been doing this in Hollywood. You're the celebrity, attorney. So you've seen this before. You're not a person that's just coming off the street that's like, oh, let me take this case because I want to build my repertoire. Like you've fought big cases before. You've had high profile cases. So this is easy for you. You're not intimidated at all by the money and the riches and the celebrity.
No. I'm looking forward to this case. It's nice to be able to have a case where you're representing somebody who doesn't have the ability to stand up and fight for themselves because of economics and their social situation. So I love this case that we can do that. I'll definitely have more information coming soon. I'd love to come back on and talk to you
on
more.
Camera. Talk to me now. They're all going to hit you. Everybody's going to hit you up after, because they seen you on here. I know that lead attorney somewhere lurking trying to hit you up. But listen, come back and talk to us so we can get into it, because I like you. All right, so we'll see you soon. You have a fantastic day, and you got a lot of work to do.
Thanks for the time. Appreciate it, man.
See ya. Bye. Wow. Bobby Samini
in the mix.
Cool. All right, we're going to wrap that right up. We're going to wrap, because we want to leave it right on that lawyer right there. I want y'all to let that soak in and let that set in y'all spirit like that. It's not giving Olga vibes. And they said when they get done with Nicki Minaj, she's going to be ready to deposit her check. Wow. Glory. Deposit your check.
Give me the money, the cars, the Fendi, the Gucci, the Prada, yes I know.
Wow.
It's the way that I walk, the way that I talk, turn the hands everywhere I go. All of my drip hit high note, booty doing circles like vinyl. Broke niggas stand to the side though, only rich niggas knocking at my door. You wanna get with me, I need a shopping spree. That black card energy, that's that big flex for me.
Wow.
You wanna get with me, I need a shopping spree. That black card energy, that's that big flex for me. Deposit your check if you wanna flex, cause I'm the best, won't take nothing less. Deposit your check if you wanna flex.
Wow.
Cause I'm the best, won't take nothing less. I like those real nice things. I like that bling, bling, bling. I need that chain, chain, chain. Know what I mean, mean, mean. I like those real nice things. I like that bling, bling, bling. I need that chain, chain, chain. Know what I mean, mean, mean. Deposit your check if you wanna flex.
Okay, so I just put that link right there. I want all you guys, if you love me, to stream that song when we get off of here. Deposit your check. Okay, I put it in the chat, chow. Here we go. I'm gonna pin it right here. And follow me on Spotify, okay? So click that link right there. Click that link right there. Click that link. Streams is going up. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys that's doing videos, that's listening, that's TikToking. Shout out to Cardi B for reposting it. The streams went up at least by 1,000. So shout out to y'all. Thank you guys.